This is an open letter to my pink skin friends. Recently, have come across a few instances in which I heard from some pink skin friends, either in person or online, about how they're frustrated and they're seeing in the future a race war coming, and we have to. They think that they're going to kick some ass. There's going to be a race war. And apparently the reason for it, that is, these folks have been manipulated into thinking, the reason is because they feel the blackskins in the United States are not pulling their own weight, and blackskins are, putting too much weight on the system and are demanding too many things for free, and Joe Sixpack, Joe Workaday, Pinkskin thinks that he has been told, that Joe Sixpack Pinkskin has been told that these blackskins want to put their weight on you. You're working and the blackskins are not working, and therefore you're going to be, through your hard work, you're going to be asked to pay for their existence. This is the gist of it. And the system, the media, the system has been whipping up the pinkskins along these lines, that stand up for your right. You're not supposed to be working, and the blackskins sitting back and having a good life, and you paying for their existence, and therefore you should fight back and put them in their place, and you should keep your money, your hard-earned money, and they should do whatever they have to do if they want to survive. This is the gist of it, that the average workaday pinkskin has been told and is repeating to themselves and convincing themselves that yes, these are the facts. So every other pinkskin that I've come across of the working class tells me that yes, there's going to be a race war, and we can't continue with this. We can't be worked like this. We can't work so hard like this and be expected to carry the blackskins on our back. Well, my pink-skinned friends, I understand this is what you're being told. But this is not the truth, and I tell you what is really happening. I like to take you back to the colonial times of Europe. What happened during the colonial times especially in France, and specifically in the British Empire, with the British and the Spanish, but mostly the British. And France, as long as they had before the French Revolution. French were really colonialist before the revolution. After the revolution, it was a little They were much cooler to the to colonialism, and slowly French colonies broke apart much sooner than the British colonies did. And as you can see, the British colonies, now under the banner of the Commonwealth, what they actually mean is the Queen's wealth. It's not the Commonwealth, it's the Queen's wealth. So the British colonial mindset never stopped. It will never stop until the monarchy is do away with. But as long as the monarchy, the system is there, in which a few families own Britain, a few families own the British island. That's Britain, Wales, Scotland. A few families own the whole fucking thing. The rest of the British are peasants, common peasants. And for some fucking reason, they're proud of being common peasants. They know and they consider themselves the subjects of the monarchy, the subjects of the queen. Being a subject is just about an inch above being a slave. When you're a subject, you're a subject. It's sort of like it's a military, and you are, like there is no civilians in Britain. And when there is a kingdom, there are no civilians. Everybody is a soldier of the king, or everybody is a soldier of the queen. Everybody is a subject, a soldier. Same difference, more or less. A subject, a soldier, a slave, more or less the same. In that terms that they're the same, that is that they have to do what they're told. A subject, a slave, a soldier are basically the same because they have to do what they're told, however unpleasant. So, what happened in Europe, British continuously till now, but less so after World War II, in a different name after World War II, from colonialism to the Commonwealth. The French, until the French Revolution, then it cooled off. What was happening was that the wealthy, there are a few families, there are a bunch of families, a couple of hundred, 100 or so families, who own the country, who own all the land, all the, productive land, who own the factories, who own the technologies, who own the industries. These few families own the whole fucking thing. And what happens is when the peasants are, unsatisfied, or going hungry, or getting taxed up the ass. Does it ring any bell? When the peasants are getting taxed up the ass, going hungry, these few families who own the whole fucking thing, what they say is that, my peasants, your problem is not me who owns all this land, all this wealth. Your problem is not me, your problem is China. Your wealth is in China. And also, your problem is not me, your problem is these other peasants that we have to pay for because, they need health care. Your problem is those peasants that are demanding health care. Your problem is not my wealth. This is what the few rich families of the British system during the colonial times were telling the peasants, the British peasants, that your problem is not us who are wealthy beyond measure, but your problem is other peasants that want health care or want, child care or want, unemployment or want, disability. Your problem is there. It's not my wealth, it's there. On top of that, if you want wealth, my British peasants, this is the king was telling his peasants, your problem, my British peasants, is that this is my wealth. You can't look at this and demand anything because this is mine. This belongs to my family. If you want wealth, you can go and, grab some land from the brown skins of India. You go and grab some land from the redskins across the Atlantic. You go grab some land in Africa. This land, the British island, belongs to the British aristocracy. Aristocrats. That's it. A small group of people who own the fucking island. The rest of you motherfuckers, you want some? Go get some. Go grab some from the red skin, go grab some from the black skin, and go grab some from the yellow skin. Therefore, you have, East Asian colonies of Hong Kong and Macau, and for a long time the British and the Portuguese and the Spanish and the French were trying to go inland into Asia and grab some land. Again, this is how the rich people in Europe, the pink skin rich people in Europe were telling their peasants that the land that is here is ours. The French land, it belongs to the French aristocrats. You peasants want land, you go over there and grab some land for yourself. So you have the French Indochina, and then you have all sorts of French colonies, Algeria and Morocco, in Africa, all over Africa you have French colonies, because the rich people in Europe, the rich monarchies, the rich upper class, the rich aristocrats in Europe did not want to share the wealth. That whole the phrase that the Chinese have come up with, beautiful phrase, common prosperity. Because the pink skin upper class never recognized common prosperity. It's a fuck you common people. There's no such thing as common prosperity. I'm rich, all of this is mine, you go screw over some other cocksucker and grab something for yourself. You go steal from some other people. This is all mine. So that's how colonialism came into being. That's why so many pinkskins have, started colonies all over the world. That's why Australia, who used to be a black skin country, piece of land belonging to some black skins, now it belongs to the pink skin. And Australia is a perfect example of it. Who becomes a criminal? Australia was filled by the British criminals. The British empty their jails into Australia. Who goes to jail? On first instinct, on first thought, basically you get that people who commit financial crimes, who commit crimes to gain material goods. These are the kind of criminals that the British just empty their jails, sent them to Australia. And why do people commit financial crimes? Why do people commit crimes of, to gain material goods, material wealth, material goods? Because they feel there is a lack of material goods. There is a lack of wealth, creates criminals who are, doing criminal activity to gain some wealth. Well, why does that happen? Because we don't have socialism, we don't have communism, so some people have to, eat dirt, while some people are extremely rich. Therefore, the jails get filled with people who get, eat dirt for a long time and then get fed up with eating dirt and then, commit some, you know, commercial crime, financial crime to gain some kind of wealth because they've had enough of eating dirt. So this is exactly exemplifies that what colonialism was all about and is all about, is that the fact that the upper caste, the upper class, the rich aristocrats in a society of especially pinkskins says, what we have is all mine, and here are the police protecting what is mine. The rest of you motherfuckers, if you don't like it, get out. Go grab some land in Algeria, grab some land in Hong Kong, grab some land in Indochina, grab some land in Australia, go grab some land in Brazil, go grab some land in North America, Central America, go wherever the fuck you want, go grab some land over there, because what is here in the British Island belongs to the British aristocracy. What belongs to the French in France belongs to the aristocrats of France. The upper 1%, 2%, 5%. And that's how colonialism was created. Now, the British and the French, for a time, went two different ways. The French said, fuck you. They had a revolution. They pulled down the rich people, the monarchy, and abolished it, and had equality. For some time there was an idea of equality and fraternity and whatever, until still the French are much less aggressive internationally in terms of colonialism that are still British are. British never went through the revolution. British are still a monarchy. There is still a lot of lords and barons and dukes, and the monarchy itself, that the Queen owns half of the fucking land mass of the British island. It was owned by the Queen of England. It's sort of like she owns a bunch of land in Scotland, a bunch of lands in Wales, and a bunch of lands in the piece of English land, and she owns the whole fucking thing. My point, but as you can see, for example, Irish, who used to, be subject of the British for a time, they didn't get into colonialism because there was famine. They all went through it. There was never a king in Ireland telling the Irish people to, let's go grab some land in Africa. All of this is mine, and you guys go to Africa. So my point is this. What is happening now in the United States, in Uncle Sam's land, smells, to me, it smells a lot like what was happening during the colonial era in Europe. That is, the rich are telling the common man, the rich pinkskins who own everything, it's like 1% own 50% of whatever exists in North America, the wealth, 1%, 2%, whatever. It's like 5% upper class own 90% of the wealth in North America. This is a setup that has existed for many years in colonial Europe, in Britain, and still exists in Britain. A small number of people own everything, and they don't want to, take care of their own population. They just say, fuck the population. What's mine is mine. I guess I worked hard for it. And what's ours is ours, and the police is there to protect us, and the politicians are there to protect us, the very wealthy people who own everything. All of these motherfuckers are there to protect us. The police and the politicians protect our interests. That's that. You peasants, you cocksuckers, you Joe Sixpacks, you have some domestic enemies, and that is the blackskins. They tell the pink-skinned Joe Sixpack that your problem is the blackskins who are not working and but still want health care and want food and all of that. To which one can say that, folks, I mean, after understanding that almost everything has become mechanized, factories that used to employ 30,000 people now have the same production capacity with 3,000 people. Factories which had employed 30,000 people now, not even 3,000. Factories which, had a certain production capacity with 30,000 employees now have the same production capacity with, 300 employees. Everything mechanized. What can you get out of that? I mean, how many, the rest of from 300 to 30,000 people, that's 29,700 people. Are no longer needed for that production capacity. That's all deflationary. That is all means there are mouths that need food, but there are no activity that produces food, for them at least. So this idea that they don't want to work, or this is just slowly we're going towards a situation which there is not much work to go around in a society. You have to be very skilled in certain skills that are needed, very skilled, and that you may be able to make a living. Or else everything has been mechanized, and slowly everything is going towards artificial intelligence controlling it. So my point is this: they're telling you, the pink skin Joe Sixpack, that your problem is the black skins because they want healthcare and they want food. So maybe you should start shooting at them, start killing them, start a war with them domestically. And they add on top of that, they tell both the pink skin Joe Sixpack and the black skin Joe Sixpack that both of you that you have a foreign enemy too, and that is China and Russia and Africa and Iraq and Afghanistan and Mexico and Honduras and Nicaragua, and all these motherfuckers are your foreign enemies. Your domestic enemy is the other guy with a different shade of skin, and your foreign enemy is also another guy with a different shade of skin than you. So the pink skin masters of Britain, Australia, United States, Canada, the pink skin masters are telling the masses that look for the guy who looks different than you. He's the enemy, whether domestically or internationally. But don't look at us, the 5% who own 90% of the world. Don't look at us as responsible or as enemy or no. We are. This is our wealth, and we worked hard to collect all this wealth. we're talking about Johnson and Johnson families and Koch families, and all of these folks. So they're saying, don't look at us, a small layer, 5% pink skin population who owns 90% of the wealth, is basically saying, no, the problem is not us. They tell the pink skin peasant that the black skin peasant is your problem, and they tell, because they want to eat without working, which is not the case. They're also working like hell, but the wages, the kind of income that is made is not enough to feed anybody. I mean, when Walmart is known for not paying its employees a good enough salary to have a middle class life, how is it that a big corporation such as Walmart, with such a volume of profits, that the family has just about a few years ago built a $250 million museum of fine arts in their own honor, of course in their own name, in their own to honor themselves, the Walton family, in Kansas. Sort of like, yes, we're going to spend all this money and build this gallery to, glorify our name. While at the same time they are not paying their employees to have a middle class life, black or white. So that should tell you that your problem is not your black coworker, and your black coworker's problem is not you. But both of your problem is the Walton family, who's not paying either one of you. And as simple as that. This is exactly what was happening and still is happening in Britain. That the rich upper crust is, washing their hand of all responsibility that, yes, we are not paying the peasants a living wage. Well, the peasants can go and fight in Iraq and grab some loot from there. And the peasants can go and fight the Chinese and grab some loot there. And the peasants can go and fight the brown skins and the red skins and the yellow skins. And somebody else. Fight each other. Fight each other. The pink skin and the black skin fight each other. Just don't touch my wealth. That's what the Walton family is saying. That's what Johnson and Johnson family is saying. That's what the shareholders of the major shareholders of Halliburton is saying. This is what the major shareholders of General Motors is saying. This is what the major shareholders of Ford is saying. This is what the major shareholders of all these great corporations are saying. The major shareholders, the owners, the board of trustees, those who own shit, own real wealth, are saying that it's not our problem that you motherfucking peasants have to eat each other. Go ahead, start eating each other. Start killing each other, start eating each other. We don't care. We have the police and the politicians to protect us. You go kill each other, have a race war, or whatever the fuck that means. Or, have a domestic race war, or let's go have better yet, let's go have an international race war. Let's go fight the yellow skins, and let's go fight the brown skins, and let's go fight the black skins to get more loot. To get more loot for you peasants. But in reality, what happened during the Iraq War? The peasants who went and, participated in the war just got paid, with their pay and their bonuses and their, being in a dangerous situation bonus and being away from family bonus and this bonus. They get paid like $3,000-4,000 a month. the average soldier, I guess, around there. That was a, sort of like, yeah, let's go fight the brown man and get paid $3,000-$4,000 a month. This is, your bonus, Joe Sixpack, black skin or pink skin. But actually going and fighting those brown skins, Halliburton is the guy, the corporation is the one who actually every one of those executives of Halliburton's and shareholders, the major shareholders of the Halliburton and the board of trustees of Halliburton, they were making like bandits. They were making, as comparing to the $3,000 that the regular soldier Joe Sixpack was making in Iraq as a loot, $3,000, $4,000 a month getting paid. These folks were making $30,000, $40,000 a month in profits from that war. So it's like 10 times whatever the peasant boy is making in that war as a result of that war, as a loot of that war. These guys are making 10 times that loot. So, fighting domestically the guy from the other race or fighting internationally the guy from the other race is not going to solve your problem, my pink skin friends. The real wealth is sitting in your own land. 5% of the population own 90% of the wealth. That's where the wealth is. The wealth is controlling the politicians as well. When you have a democratic politician, who's supposedly is in the party that, is supposed to protect the interests of the peasants, the working man, the Democratic Party, a member of that party, Miss Sinema, comes out and says, takes the position to protect the interest of billionaires. It's sort of like, no, I don't think billionaires should pay more taxes. It's sort of like, I'm sorry, do you belong to the Labour Party or equivalent to the Labour Party, and you don't think billionaires should pay more tax? You think the laborers whom actually belong to your party, who actually voted for you, you think those laborers should pay more taxes, but not the billionaire. When you hear things like that, Miss Sinema or others like her that are actually, at least on the surface, they're supposed to pretend that they are looking after the interests of the working man. They take the side of the non-working man, the billionaire, the 5% upper crust. Then you see the problem. The race war is not the answer, folks. Neither domestic race war is an answer, nor international race war, which has been taking place. This attacking Iraq, attacking Afghanistan, attacking Korea, attacking Vietnam, attacking Guatemala, attacking Honduras, attacking Panama, attacking Grenada, attacking Hawaii, attacking Somalia, taking over South Africa, attacking. All of this goes under the category of international race war. It's a pink skin race or pink skin establishment of northern hemisphere of Earth. That's North America and Europe. The pink skin, that they call it NATO. The pink skin establishment have declared race war against every other fucking race on this planet. And the objective is to eliminate the other races and establish themselves on whatever piece of land that that race used to live on. Be it North America, first it was North America, then it was Australia, then it was South Africa, the whole of Africa. The Pinkskins tried to take over the whole of Africa, East Asia, South America, North America. Some places the Pinkskins were successful in taking over, some places not so much. And still there's a fucking bloody war going on in West Asia under the banner of, under a religious banner. But still, it's not a religious thing. It's a pink-skin, European pink-skin trying to get a foothold in West Asia. The upper class, upper echelon pink-skins of Europe trying to get a foothold in West Asia. So my point is this, that do not fall for the same old idea that the problem is the other race. Your problem domestically is the other races, and your problem internationally is the other races. No, that's not the problem. The problem is all the wealth is in the hand of very few people within your own nation. In your, be it, whether you're living in Britain, whether you're living in France, whether you're living in North America, wherever you are, these countries that are, Australia, these countries that are, it seems begging for a fight, trying to convince their populations that yes, everywhere else there is problem everywhere else, and we have to go solve their problems by bashing in their head. Nah. They're trying to create, they're trying to convince you that, you should get paid to go fight other races as a soldier. And you should get, you should have maybe a race war domestically to eliminate the other races. This is all tricks of the rich man, folks. The rich upper crust are hell-bent on not, as the Chinese have come up with, have a shared prosperity. They don't want to share their prosperity. The pink-skin upper crust does not want to share their prosperity with the lower caste pink-skin and other races. They don't want to do that. And this has caused a lot of headache for other races in this world, just because the pink-skin upper crust has never wanted to share their wealth, have a common prosperity, not even with their own race, not even within their own race. And that's has caused so much pain for other races. I mean, imagine this. Let's just imagine. Imagine that the British did not have a monarchy 300 years ago. Imagine that the British did not have a monarchy, did not have this feudal system, which now has morphed into capitalism, but it used to be a feudal system. Imagine this wasn't there. Imagine that the British took care of their poor, and everybody had enough to eat, something productive to do, healthcare. Every British, let's imagine the British island, the cocksuckers took care of their own peasants. What would happen? Would the peasants feel the need to immigrate to North America and try to get some land for themselves? If the peasants had enough land to work on, or had something to do, something productive to do in Britain, and everybody could eat and have a middle class lifestyle, there wouldn't be any need for mass immigration of the cocksucking British to Western Hemisphere, to take over the land from the redskin and slaughter the natives. It wouldn't be a need for that. If the British didn't have a monarchy, didn't have an upper crust, and even if they had an upper crust, if they had some kind of conscience to take care of their peasants, so the peasants had to, didn't have to, like rats, swim across the ocean to try to find some kind of prosperity in somebody else's land. Let's face it, this whole idea of immigration is the idea that, okay, I cannot find prosperity in my own land, I'm going to find prosperity in somebody else's land. Why can't I find prosperity in my own land? Because the few upper crust have got all the land, all the industry, all the wealth in their hand. I can't breathe. I can't make a dime. I have to stay a peasant all my life. Well, what if we do away with the idea of the peasant? What if we can guarantee a middle-class lifestyle to every citizen? What if a society takes the conscious decision of providing a middle-class life to all its citizens? Forget about the rich, the poor, forget about all of that. Think that if a society provides a meaningful middle-class life to its citizens, would any of these citizens want to go to war in another country? Want to invade another country? Fuck. 90% of soldiers who are, they call them volunteers. In my vocabulary, volunteer is a person who doesn't get paid for the job that they're volunteering for. But calling a soldier a volunteer, it's a little tricky. It's a little malicious, because if you're getting paid to be a soldier, you're a mercenary, you're not a volunteer. So 90% of the British, the French, and Uncle Sam soldiers are paid. And 90%, all of them are paid. And 90% of them have decided to become a soldier because they didn't have any other income. As a sole means of income, they decided to become a soldier. Now, if this poor bastard had a middle-class life, was guaranteed a middle-class life as a responsibility of the society, he wouldn't need to, start shooting at go to other parts of the planet, start shooting at other races just to have an income. Have an international race war because Joe Sixpack needs a job and he becomes a soldier because he needs a job, he needs an income. So what if Uncle Sam provides a middle-class life to Joe Sixpack? In that case, Joe Sixpack will not, join the military to go and start some kind of international race war. Again, it all comes from poverty. It all comes from poverty and the society not accepting its responsibility towards its citizens to providing a middle-class lifestyle to all its citizens, and then finding these avenues of, oh, you want a middle-class lifestyle? You go and kill the brown man, kill the black man, kill the yellow man on the other side of the fucking planet. Only in that way we may provide you with a middle-class lifestyle. And education, we pay for your education. Go kill some fucking yellow skins. If you do it right, we may pay for your education too. Seriously? As a member of the society, this peasant does not have a right to education, does not have a right to healthcare, does not have a right to a middle-class lifestyle. Only if he accepts to participate in a race war, in an international race war, Then we give him something to eat. In 21st century. It's not a there is no point in fighting the other races, folks. You gotta get your share from the rich. And the rich are usually, most of them are pink skin. Whether in Europe or in North America, the rich are pink skin. These few families who own everything. They are the ones who have to be forced to share the prosperity, common prosperity. There is no need for a race war. There is enough wealth to go around, especially because the productivity has increased without the need for human beings to work. All this automation and AI and mechanization, there is less and less and less need for people to work. And convincing people to start killing each other, have a domestic race war, and or have an international race war that has been happening for the past decades and centuries, is just, it's stupid. It's a waste. It's a waste of humanity. It's wasteful. There is no choice but universal basic income. Provide a middle class life for all citizens through a universal basic income. Yes, in such a situation you will not have an army to fight with, and maybe that's not a bad thing. Nobody if there is a universal basic income, and many people don't want to go kill other people just for an income, just to make $3,000-4,000 a month, invade other people's lands and try to kill them. It's just, maybe you will have less soldiers, maybe you will have no soldiers, but maybe that's a good thing. Maybe you will not have a domestic race war, and that's probably a good thing. So, and universal basic income that's the common prosperity that the Chinese are talking about. That's universal basic income provides a middle class lifestyle for every member of the society. So the rich cannot keep, forcing us to fight each other for a piece of bread.